Hi everyone, Dr. Amy from Posture Size and Pain Free and Fit. Today we're going to be talking about how to personally train your clients with lower back spinal stenosis safely by including a neutral spine position in their various personal training exercises. Hope you enjoy. So personally training clients with lower back spinal stenosis is more common than you think. As the fitness community becomes older and older, we're going to see more and more of our personal training clients with spinal stenosis. And if you're not careful with their training, you're going to aggravate this critical condition and you may lose them as a client. So today we're going to be talking about how to determine a neutral spine to avoid aggravating spinal stenosis while personal training. Spinal stenosis, a narrowing down of the canal in the lower back area or the holes on the side of the spine called the IVFs, is typically aggravated when there's an excess curve or arch in the lower back. That can happen in clients that have an anterior pelvic tilt, where normally when they stand the pubic bone is lower than the tailbone, or in clients that have weak abdominals. As they do overhead activities, they have a tendency to lean backwards too much, and that aggravates spinal stenosis. So if you've been training for any length of time, you notice many of your personal training clients that are seniors or have spinal issues that have wound up with stenosis become aggravated with overhead motions. They tend to stay away from them. Also, doing activities such as squatting, where they have a tendency to drop the pubic bone and raise the tailbone, especially if you train them with that classic style of keeping their eyes up as they squat, that's also going to aggravate many times spinal stenosis because it increases that arch in the lower back. So to get around this, what's important to do is to teach your client with spinal stenosis how to maintain a neutral spine to avoid excess extension or arching of the lower back. This is done with abdominal contraction. If your client tucks their tailbone under and pubic bone up, you'll notice that the lower abs pull the pubic bone up. That's going to decrease that arch. You'll have them practice this to a comfortable degree. If they flatten their back too much, they may actually aggravate the back pain. So it's just a little bit so that they're comfortable. Then we're going to use the abdominals to help crunch the rib cage down at the same time. It's important to also know that if your client has a tendency to globally hip hike or raise a hip on one side or lean to one side, that they're trained to keep that side open so you keep a level pelvis and rib cage. And if they have a tendency to rotate or translate to one side, that they're kept in good alignment. You can learn more about this at the PostureSize.com website. We've got a free body analysis for you to learn how to assess your client's posture and mechanics of the lower back to help maintain what's known as a neutral spine. So once you've taught your client how to engage their abdominals and avoid overarching the lower back, they're going to practice maintaining that during certain classic exercises or movements, such as reaching overhead with one hand. It's going to be easier to hold single arm. So if you're going to begin a pressing activity or a pull activity, one arm at a time is going to be easier to hold that position. It's going to be tougher to hold when both hands go overhead, whether you're pressing or pulling. It's going to be difficult as you do a squat. So begin with a slight range of motion with your clients with spinal stenosis as you're personally training them, as opposed to a full motion where lower down they could extend the back, especially as they come up out of the squat. Those clients are going to be doing lunges as the leg is behind in hip extension. That's going to create more of an anterior tilt to the pelvis. They need to engage that abdominal and pubic bone towards each other with abdominal tension to avoid increasing the arch of the back. And at the greatest challenge, an exercise like a Bulgarian split squat where the leg is really back in extension, that's going to be the most difficult. So slowly grade your client up in terms of their training progression so they can practice holding abdominal tension and avoid arching the lower back with their spinal stenosis. If you like this video on training your personal training clients with spinal stenosis, feel free to subscribe to our channel. We've got a lot of great videos for avoiding pain conditions and injuries with your personal training clients. If you'd like to help me share this valuable information with other personal trainers, give me a thumbs up below. Questions or comments, write in. I'll do my best to answer them. And remember, if you're looking for a great program to make sure that you're learning how to assess, how to program design, and how to modify exercises to avoid aggravating your personal training client injuries, look no further than our essential crash course available at the PostureSize.com website.